So, have you ever asked yourself, do I have what it takes to make it on YouTube? Man, I ask myself that question, but I've asked that question a lot of times in my life when I went off to college, when I got married, when I joined the Marine Corps, when I started my YouTube channel. Do I have what it takes to make it in college, to be a husband, to be a Marine, and to be a YouTube creator? So, what about you? Do you have what it takes to make it on YouTube? In this video, I want to help you answer that question. I call it Finding the You in YouTube. Finding the You in YouTube. Hey, this is old Mike, old me, living better. You know my motto by now. If you ain't dead, you ain't done. So if you've watched my video about how I started my channel at 80 years old, you know that I spent 3 months researching and watching thousands of videos before I started. I kept hearing all of these gurus keep saying, just be yourself. Just be your authentic self. But I started asking myself the question, which self are they talking about? In other words, which version of myself? Of course, it's not acting. It's not the imposter syndrome. It's not performing or pretending like I'm somebody else that I admire on YouTube. So I needed to find a version of me that felt most comfortable, most honest, most me when I turn the camera on. In other words, I need to have an on-screen identity that's authentic to who I am. And that's why I call it the you in YouTube. My friend Darren Strauss teaches that most creators naturally fit into one of 5 identities. She calls them archetypes. They're not roles, they're just how you naturally communicate. They're a part of your personality and who you are. Here's Darren's 5 identities. The visionary inspires big ideas and possibilities. The underdog proves what's possible from humble beginnings. The problem solver, practical step by step. Let me show you how to do it. The rebel challenges the status quo, breaks rules, shakes things up. And then the stage teaches with wisdom, reflection, and lived experience. Now, I'm going to provide a link to that video in the description. You need to go watch it. It's a great video. So let's, for a moment, imagine there are 5 people sitting around the table planning a vacation. What would that look like? How would each one of them approach vacation planning if each of them have one of these identities? A visionary, they might say, imagine this, a trip that changes how we see the world when we come back. The underdog might say, I don't know if we can really afford this, but if we pull it off, it'll mean everything. The problem solver might say, okay, let's set a budget, pick the dates, and figure out the smartest way to make this work. The rebel is probably going to say, why are we even doing what everybody else does? Let's go somewhere where nobody expects. The sage is going to say, where we go matters less than what this journey will teach us. Ha! Who would you be around the table? Which voice do you identify the most with? Which identity resonates the most with you? Figure out that, and you found your you in YouTube. People don't watch videos, they watch people. And they watch people who have real feelings and they feel real about. Now, I don't have anything against AI videos. They have their place, but I'm talking specifically to you if you're doing a talking head video or a vlog where your face is actually on the camera. So let me get back to my original question. Do you have it? On the first day in the Marine Corps, I had a drill instructor walk up to me, and this is what he said to me. I know you saw the poster. The poster that says the Marine Corps makes men. Well, I got bad news for you, Private. We have to have something to start with first. That was my introduction to the Marine Corps. Oh, my word. I laid in my rack that night and pondered that statement by my drill instructor. Sounds pretty harsh, right? But the truth is, there are hundreds of the 9,000 comments on my video from people that say essentially the same thing one way or another. I don't have what it takes. Someone said one time, you can't drink from an empty cup. As I laid in my rack in the Marine Corps first day in boot camp, I decided that drill instructor was wrong. My cup was not empty. I went on to graduate boot camp at the top of my class. The Marine Corps just built on top of what was already there. That's the point I want to make. Your cup is never empty. You are a person of worth. And when you start YouTube, you build on what you already have and where you already were. You start today. If you haven't started your YouTube channel yet, about a third of my subscribers haven't started yet. Another third of them are less than a year. So almost 70% of the people that watch my videos are brand new and haven't started, or are simply in the first year of their journey. I think it's so important for you to identify and to embrace your identity, your voice, your you in YouTube. You can do this. I know you can do it. This is old Mike, old me, living better. I love it. If you ain't dead, you ain't done. And I'm not dead. And I don't think you're dead because you're watching this video. That means that both you and I are not done. So I believe you can do this. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.